Hello everybody, Bit for Sandy here, and today I have a very exciting leak for the upcoming summer fireworks event. I will be revealing the brand new upcoming familiar that is sure to bring some heat. So, without further ado, the familiar that's coming to us on July 4th, along with the summer fireworks event, is going to be, can I get a drum roll please? Suntealk. So right off the bat, Suntealk is a total beach bro. He's got, the shades here, the backwards cap, the rolled up jeans. I don't know if that's a towel that he's wearing around his neck or if it is just a cape, but he's kind of a baller, looking a little bit regal, dare I say. And then you can see also on the staff there's fireworks, including lit wicks running down the handle there. So he's living in perpetual danger here. Or maybe danger to his enemies. Interesting. So that's this is the new familiar visually, but let's break down Suntealk's abilities, bonuses, and stats for you guys. Let's get into the meat here. So that's how Suntealk looks visually, but let's jump into his official, what I believe will be the official in-game description, and then his cost, what his bonuses are, his stats, and his abilities. So here I'll bring up this little bit of a visual aid that I made. You can call me a little artsy, But anyways, Suntealk brings the heat with his energetic tunes and unstoppable beach vibes. But be aware, he's not using sunscreen. So an absolute madman not using sunscreen. But anyways, jumping into his cost, you can see it's very, very cheap for a legendary familiar. By the way, Suntealk is going to be a legendary. You can see it's literally 2 Tealks, which is just an epic dungeon familiar, and 10,000 gold. So super, super cheap to craft this fusion. Now he will be dealing air damage. It says his element here is air. And here's the bonuses that he has. 3% bonus air damage. And this one's pretty interesting. A 15% chance to gain 2 SP per turn while at full health. Now I'm just gonna spoil something here quick. He is a DPS, okay? So if you can keep him at full health and 15% of the time he's gaining 2 SP per turn, he might be able to pump. He might just be able to pump. So that's a really, really nice, pretty attractive bonus there. He is a legendary, so he's gonna start off with 95% of your stats. And the stat spread is going to be 17 to 28 to 50 between power, stamina, and agility. So that's pretty high on the agility, which we really, really like for damage dealers, especially damage dealers that stack procs, which, as we go on down to the abilities here, you will see that he does stack procs. His 0 SP named Summer Breeze, which sounds quite pleasant to be hit with, honestly. But it deals air damage to the enemy team. And I don't have values for the actual power of the abilities, but anyways, the 1 SP Sandcastle Siege is a heal self and deal damage to strongest. His 2 SP Flip Flop Kick, which is kind of funny because to me, when I look at Tealk here, it almost looks like he's wearing sneakers. I'm not gonna lie, so I don't know where he pulls the flip flops out of. Just a total gym bro, might just have him in the back pocket there. But it does do, it's a pretty strong move. It's bleed the closest 3, which I really like. And if you are, if you look back up at his bonus, gaining 2 SP per turn while full health, I mean, here's the 2 SP skill you could use right away, is bleed the closest 3 enemies. And then if you look at his 3 SP skill, Party Rockin', we've got a bleed closest and Fury Self. I do not know the power of that Fury, but Fury Self on a DPS can go hard, okay? So we will see, on July 4th what those actual numbers are, but there's potential there for that to pump. And then the 4 SP, his biggest move here is Quad Bike Rampage. That is bleed fastest 2 times and Oxidize. And just in case you don't know, Oxidize removes 50% of the target's current shield before dealing damage. So you're going to oxidize them twice, you're going to shred through a ton of shield there, and then you're also going to bleed the fastest twice. And 99% of the time, the fastest enemy is their DPS, unless they have a speed bait. Shout out to all the speed bait players. You cause issues for us all. But fastest, you know, that's the person you want to hit, is usually the DPS. So as long as you don't get redirected, that should shred right through their shields and then drop 2 bleed stacks on them. So that's going to be pretty attractive if that is a high damage skill. So how can you get your hands on Suntealk? I don't know 100% sure, but I am 99.9% sure he's going to be obtained the exact same way as previous event familiars. During the summer fireworks event starting on July 4th, and it should last 2 weeks. I don't have an exact confirmation on that, but if it lasts 2 weeks, you should have between the 4th and the 18th of July, 2024, I should mention, to head on over to the Sardanex shop, and you should be able to buy Suntealk using Sardanex currency. One pro tip, if you are trying to farm out those Sardanex currencies and get Suntealk, make sure you guys are doing D4s. And because he takes Tealks, I have a little bit of a bonus double whammy pro tip. Jumping back in game here. So if you're farming Tealks in Tealk's Palace here in Aramor, that is zone 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D3. If you're farming Tealks here, if you want to get more Sardanex currency, D4s will actually give you more Sardanex currency per energy. So you can head on to the zone 5 Aramor's D4, that's called Necromore, and you'll have a chance to get Tealk in there, as well as you'll be getting a ton of those Sardanex currencies. So how do I think Suntealk stacks up against other DPS familiars? He's got a 0 SP that hits the entire enemy team. That is going to hit a ton of enemies, meaning that if you have a good brain on him, that will proc just about every turn. That's awesome, right? And that's just a 0 SP. And then he's got a little bit of self-sustain with his 1 SP, being able to heal himself. But really where I think he kind of shines is that 0 SP hitting the enemy team, as well as his bleed procs that he's going to put out. You know, being able to Fury Self is always really good, and oxidizing could really shred through some shields. So I think there's potential here for him to be a very, very solid legendary DPS familiar. Do I think he's going to pass some of the mythic DPSs? You know, is he going to be the next Lurky? Is he going to dethrone Lurky? Unless these skills are absolutely statted up the wazoo with crazy figures, I don't see that happening. But I think, you know, for a character like me, for a player like me, my best DPS is Remit right now. Don't hate. Suntealk will be my best option. I plan on farming Tealks during the summer fireworks event, and I am going to make Suntealk, and I am going to use him. He's going to be a great option before I get some mythic DPSs. So would highly recommend, especially with how cheap he is, and you can get him as early as tier 5 D3. So technically you have to beat tier 5 to get him. So maybe I should say you have to be a tier 6, but tier 5 D3 is where he's at. You just need 2 Tealks and 10k gold. Super, super cheap. Love to see that for a legendary familiar. Yeah, so I think he's going to be pretty viable. And if you're an early game player, like, definitely consider grabbing Suntealk. Sadly, I don't have any footage of Suntealk in action, so we'll just have to wait until the summer event comes out. But tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Suntealk? Will he make it on your team? Do you plan to craft him? Are you just going to grab him to fill in your Pokedex, that kind of thing? But to sum it up, I think Suntealk, not only does he look awesome, but he's going to be a fantastic addition to my squad. You know, I finally might get an actual decent DPS on my team. And he's so cheap, like I can't just pass this guy up. And hey, as a Glarzdose stan, I love all the Tealk fusions, and here's just another one to add to the roster, so I love to see that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be all for this video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, best of luck during the summer fireworks event. And until next time, take care, and good luck with your grind.